guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Vanessa, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the Hunger Games Readathon. Now, this is a readathon that I was asked to co-host, and it is run by Pines Reading, Katie from Smitten Stories, and Kit Kats Can Read. I don't think everybody is a booktuber or on YouTube, so I'll try to link whatever socials that they have below. I'm very excited that I was asked to be a game maker this year, which is essentially like a host. So let me give you the details of the readathon. First and foremost, you need to sign up using the sign up form, and from there you'll be assigned to one of the districts. So there are 12 districts, each competing for, being the best district essentially. The games are going to run from July 1st through July 31st, 2024. I would say that this readathon primarily takes place in Discord. So if you don't have Discord, you're going to want to get that. I'll have all the links down below for where you need to go, what you need to click. It's a very low-key readathon. There are 4 different ways to earn points throughout this readathon. So one of the first ways is through, obviously, reading, right? So that's where you have all these lovely reading prompts. The second way is through arena events. Then we have sponsorships and mud fights. So I'll tell you a little bit about each of them. So for arena events, each arena event will allow you to claim a designated amount of points for your team by completing a specific action. So these are non-reading challenges. They're supposed to be very easy, and it could be worth like 100 points, 200 points, whatever. So it could be something as simple as like go for a walk or take a picture of your current read, something simple. Each of these arena events has a time specified period. You can't do it after it's already passed, and you will see like when the new one has started. Sponsorships is another really cool way to earn points. So these are very, very random throughout the readathon. I don't even know when they're gonna be. So one of the game makers will be like, I just feel like handing out points today. Like, I'm feeling great. And it could be as little as like, 10 points and maybe 50 people get them. Or it could be as big as like 500 points and like 3 people get them. So in the actual Hunger Games, it's kind of like having one of your sponsors send down something that you really need, like medicine or whatever. This is just more so points to your team. And obviously that one also has a very time specified length to it as well. Like once that's over, it's over, and it's very clear cut that like who gets the points. It says like who is the winner of that sponsorship. Now, reading is going to be your biggest and greatest opportunity to earn points, because obviously this is something that is a lot more within your control. Like you can read as much or as little as you want for your team. If you are like kind of recovering from a previous month's event or just in a reading slump or whatever, if you're a casual reader, if you're a fast reader, it doesn't matter. I think that we really just want to see that you're reading and you're having fun. They're all prompts based on either characters from the books. There are district prompts, there are arena prompts, there's quote prompts, there's all kinds of different things. So I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm just going to pick a random district. I was once part of District 1. So for District 1, the prompt is to read a book with a cursive title or a book that has like metallic foiling on the cover, and you would get 50 points for that towards your team. Some of the other game makers are a lot better at math than I am, and they're doing all the fun calculations, averaging out the points for each team so that it is fair across the board, and that's also why you're getting assigned to a district, so that way the teams are pretty balanced out. Another prompt that you can expect to see is like, Katniss Everdeen. So for that prompt, it's to read a YA book, and you would get 25 points for that. Some other cool prompts that are added, I believe this year they're new. So these are like anytime bonuses. So if you follow a host on a social media, so that could be like Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you get 50 points per account followed. If you join host sprints, so I think I might be the only one who does sprints, or you join the Discord sprints that are going on, it's 50 points per sprint joined. So whether you're joining live YouTube sprints or you're joining a non-live one that's going on in the Discord, like anybody can start up a sprint in the Discord. Tagging us and sharing on social media about the readathon gets you 50 points. Only one time. But there's lots of really cool other prompts that you guys might really enjoy. One of the ones I'm really looking forward to reading, and I don't know which team I'll be reading for just yet, but I always go for like 100-point prompts. For example, This might say a lot about me. Maybe that wasn't a good thing to say, but Stalk Your Prey. So it's a dark romance or thriller with a stalker. You get 100 points for that. I love those kinds of books, so I'm here for it. There's also a prompt called Capital Darling, where you can read a book from the Game Maker's list of favorites, and that'll get you 100 points. Each of the hosts actually has a little infographic of their host favorites, but you can also find more host favorites on my Goodreads. I have a whole shelf labeled favorites. When you're done reading, you want to make sure that you submit your points in the Google form though. That way your team can get the points. Physical books, ebooks, and audiobooks are all scored at 1 point per page. And if you're not sure on how many pages an audiobook is, I would just go to Goodreads and see what it says listed. If it says, you know, this one audiobook is 5 hours long and it's 200 pages, just log 200 pages. Manga and graphic novels, on the other hand, are going to be counted at half a point per page. So because they are a little bit easier to read, they count for a little bit less. Let's say you have a 400-page graphic novel or a manga, it's going to only count for 200 pages. Versus a book full of text that is 400 pages will count as 400 pages. There is also some information about chapter-based webtoons that have not been published. You can claim those at 5 points per chapter, and it has to have a minimum of 20 chapters. You can also count DNFs as well, but you can only claim the pages that you read. Now there is a caveat with the prompts. So you can repeat the prompts as many times as you like, but you can only submit 1 book per prompt. So for example, if you read The Hunger Games, you cannot submit it for 2 prompts at the same time. You can submit it for 1 prompt. So let's say you submit it for Katniss Everdeen. Okay, that's your points for that. But if you wanted to do the Katniss Everdeen prompt again, you need to select another book. So you couldn't do this for 2 prompts and get like double the points for it. You can only count for 1 prompt, but you can repeat prompts as many times as you want. If you need help clarifying, you can always ask in the Discord. There's always a game maker around to try to help out. And with the prompts, you can only apply a prompt to a book that you've read at least 100 pages of. So if the book is only 90 pages or you've only read 90 pages of the book, you cannot count it towards a prompt. But you can still count it towards your team points. So it still counts for something. The last way to earn points through this readathon is through MUT fights. So MUT fights is essentially wagering an amount of points. You'll have to do this in the MUT fight channel on Discord. But basically, you would fill out the form to include your name, your district, and how much you'd like to wager, and tag one of the game makers. So then you're going to roll a dice, and a game maker will come along and roll a dice as the MUT. The person with the highest roll wins. If you win your wager, your points are doubled, but if you lose, your wager is forfeit, and you can only wager points that you've personally earned. So let's say you've earned 500 points, and you're like, I just want to go ahead and I want to wager all 500 points. It's near the end of the games. Like, I just want to go big or go home. You can do that. If you win, you're going to get 1,000 points. If you lose, you are at 0. Sorry. And the district at the end of the month with the highest score is obviously crowned the victor. But we have a really fun twist at the end of the month. So from the winning team, we're going to randomly draw a name that will be crowned the victor of all victors of the team. And you're going to be rewarded with 1 book from your Amazon wish list, up to $20. So there is kind of a little incentive if you're someone who wants, you know, like a prize of some sort. Other fun things that we have a Storygraph challenge. So if you want to join the Storygraph challenge, just click the link down below. But overall, I think this is going to be a really fun month. I think we're going to have a really fun time together, and I would really like throughout the month to actually reread the Hunger Games series. So I only currently have the first book. I got this out of a little free library, but I think I will check out Catching Fire and Mockingjay from the library. And I think it would be really cool if we maybe even watched the movies, maybe like do 1 a week or something through Discord. This is me thinking out loud. It's just gonna be a fun time, you know, getting back into the Hunger Games world and just reading a bunch more books this summer. So thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're participating. And if you've gotten your team assignment already, let me know what district you're a part of. May the odds be ever in your favor.